we're doing. All right. Well, hello, LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Twitch. We are here live from the Dedicated House.
It's battling mics.
Welcome to the Lights on Data show, everybody.
Oh, welcome to the Dedicated show.
Yeah, the Dedicated show and the Scott Taylor show. The Eric Christina.
I have no show.
So let's start with who we have here today. We're gonna start with the guy without the Dedicated shirt.
Hey, Ben Taylor. I'm wide awake. Barely. I took a red eye last night, so hopefully I can say something useful.
Yeah.
Besides having my eyes wander off.
Hi, Christina Stadopoulos. I am best known on LinkedIn for the Book Week Challenge, and I'm also a big advocate of speaking and classes around data analytics and emerging technologies.
George Firican, co-host of the Lights on Data show and the Lights on Data YouTube channel.
I'm going to talk into both mics at the same time. I'm Scott Taylor, the Data Whisperer. I'm just here with all my DataVengers friends. I do have a couple slides. Can I show some slides?
No, you can't.
Can I show? All right, we'll do that later. Author of the book, Telling Your Data Storytelling for Data Management, 99% buzzword free. That's a guarantee I can guarantee. Do you want me to keep going?
Oh no, we've got one more there. Hold on.
I am Diana Firican, the other half of the Lights on Data show.
Awesome, and I am Kate Strachnyi, the host of the Dedicated show, and we've got everyone here together in New Jersey, sort of randomly today. We had Scott Taylor show up with Christina while I was still doing a live session with Atacama, so that was a fun surprise. But after some donuts, coffee, and Perrier water for those non-coffee drinkers, we're going to have a session and talk about whatever it is you guys want to hear about. So if you got questions, put them in the comments. We do have access to comments, even though they're super far away.
The comments from here.
I'll read them to you on the phone. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you to run up there, Scott, and read.
Just click stuff. So we're on two shows at once.
Exactly.
This is
So step
incredible.
one, let us know if there are
Double
audio
show.
issues. Can you hear us? If you can't hear us, let us know in the comments.
Are we even on?
Yeah,
I know you're out there. I can hear you clicking.
All right, so we're going to do a little sound check audio because we are using two mics.
We look great.
We do look great.
DataVengers Unite. We're excited. All of us have never met each other in person. This is our big secret.
Wait, I've met you before.
You and I met in person.
I'm pretty sure I met
Who else has met each other in person? Anybody? I've not seen
I'm pretty sure George and Diana met before.
You know George in person, right? That's for sure. Okay.
Okay, so Raj is here. Raj, can you hear us okay? So this is question number one. Question number two, I think we're going to start with Ben because he's the widest awake here. So Ben, what can we expect to see in the world of AI, data robot, and
Well, I think.
augmented reality and so forth?
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Wait, give him a mic. Hold on.
What would you say the top 20 trends are? Just off the top of your head.
I think the biggest trend is just how hard it is to do things, right? The time to completion. So I think 6 or 7 years ago, when I was running the data science team at HireView, it took 2 years to get something into production that was consumed by customers. And we felt we were really proud of ourselves.
2 years, yeah. That's
And now, with so many solutions, but also just standing on the shoulders of giants, we can do things in a couple hours that would have been very intimidating 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to continue to see that trend. And one of the things I talk about is in the future, I want to drink my coffee in the morning and have a conversation with my house about what it did last night and where it got stuck. And then I'll help it get unstuck. So imagine having like a junior data scientist house that is doing your bidding at night.
Yeah, that would be nice. Do you have a smart house? I mean, I know you have a cool house.
I do have, I have a video system in my office that knows what I'm doing. So it knows if I'm working out or working. And then I just installed a fisheye lens camera in my TV room because it's going to start delivering consequences when the house is messy. So the TV will turn off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
So
Digital nanny.
Oh my God. And you have you have 3 kids, right? So they're...
Yeah. So 7, 9, and 12.
Okay. All right. So. Interesting. All right. Let's see.
Vegetables on a plate that doesn't allow them to have dessert yet until that.
I need to work on that.
That's going to be coming soon.
Count the peas if you just eat half the peas. There's a lot of.
I want to say hello to Susan Walsh.
Oh, Susan Walsh is there.
Susan, where are you?
No, Susan chose your show over mine. Susan, get back
here. On an airplane right now. So So we're here. We got a spot for you. We're ready to see Susan. We will be seeing Susan Walsh live and in person in December, will we not?
Yes.
At the next
Some
Data
of you.
Vengers Unite.
Some of
December
you.
6th.
For her.
She's in London, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
London.
Yeah.
Yeah. Susan
Let's
in
wake
London.
up Danny.
Danny Ma in Australia. Yes, he couldn't make it because of the, the long flight, I guess. And we.
Well, he's still trapped in Australia, right?
He wasn't
They don't let
invited.
us-
Oh,
I'm
no. So we all got truth hats, but I don't know why. Scott, you want to tell us why we got truth hats?
Gotta do some merchandising here. We've got our truth hats. We've got our dedicated shirts on. We're fully branded for you. We're like NASCAR here. We're all loaded with all our sponsors. One way or the other. Kate has opened up her doors for the first and potentially the last time to this group. And we're thrilled to be here in person. Everybody's about the size I thought they were. Anybody surprised by anything?
I said the same thing. I'm like,
Everyone's the correct size.
I'm used to seeing everybody just a little teeny tiny icon.
Mhm.
So you're much larger in person.
So people don't seem shorter,
No, I think
like Tom Cruise.
I don't think that. No, there was not like a sort of jolting, like whoa, that guy's so little. I didn't think it was that big. Didn't have that experience.
Just let Scott take the show. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Scott.
gonna just keep talking. Since
Yeah.
I'm the only one here who actually talks just for a living. That's all I do for a living is talk. The rest of you have real jobs.
Well, you do it very well.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Can you tell us the story behind the truth hat?
The truth hat.
Yeah,
it's
the
just
truth
all-
hashtag.
The truth, it just decided, it's truth in data. There's truth in data and there's meaning in data, and you got to determine the truth first before you derive meaning. So I just kind of reinforced that, and I thought the hats worked. We've got a wide variety here of hats. You don't have to move. Do you want me to hold it? But
Yeah.
I'll just
Thank
hold
you.
the mic for
Thank you.
But
myself.
I think the voice helps you very much.
Yeah, I
Does it?
think so.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
You have a great voice.
So
I
Christina,
love this
let's
group.
hear from Christina. Give the mic over
No,
to
I'm not done
Christina.
yet.
She's got, oh no, it's okay. It's okay. We'll cut you off. Actually, we can't even remove him from the
Go
screen.
ahead, Christina. We're thrilled to see Christina.
Christina, can you tell us about the Book a Week challenge?
The book a week challenge. So it's pretty straightforward. You try to read a book a week, and if you can't do that, you can read a book a month. That's good enough. But it's just really about trying to stick to strong goals and making habits. And it's a lot easier than you think it is. Once you pick up a book and you really make it a part of your day, you'll quickly realize that you can stick to even a book a week like I do.
And what are you reading now?
I'm reading a very interesting book. I'm actually reading right now. So I switched between like data type books and then novels and odd things, sci-fi. But right now I'm reading Iraq Plus 100, and it's arguably the only sci-fi short story book coming out of Iraq. And 10 different authors from Iraq were tasked with writing short stories, imagining Iraq 100 years after the US occupation. And it's mainly sci-fi, but very
Okay.
interesting and very unique
Wow.
book. Yeah.
Do you keep track of all the books you read with like ratings and all
Yeah.
that stuff from a data
have-
perspective? I
From
would.
a data perspective, no, I do. I have a Goodreads account. That's probably
Okay.
the easiest place to do it.
Yeah.
And then it's on my list. I wanted to make a dashboard.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll get there, but I want to make a dashboard and organize everything. Yeah.
Do you ever read a book more than once?
I think very rare. Just
Mm.
because, and there are some books that I'm thinking about I'll revisit, but very rarely, just because I love to dive into something new.
And do you have a favorite out of all the books that you've read?
Ooh, that's a really tough question. I can't pick a top. Like one of my favorite is probably Everybody Lies. Oh, that's true. That's true. It's this one.
How did that come up? Oh, you're right.
That's right.
I know, Kate. I'm really
Completely
impressed.
slipped my mind.
Kate read hers very carefully because I know the binding is just complete. She just read it very carefully, keeping it in pristine
There's nothing
condition.
better than
In
telling your
mint
data
condition.
story.
I'm so impressed, Kate.
I'm gonna need you to sign it, by the way,
Careful.
Scott.
Okay, but just
Oh, I should have.
So when are you going to write your own book? With all
I do.
this-
I am
Yeah.
not a writer. I'm not a writer.
Really?
No,
You read
I'm really bad about writing.
You don't have to write it. You just talk on your
That's
phone,
true. I might be able to do
and then
it
you
that
give
way.
it to a ghostwriter.
That's true.
Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe one day.
Is that what
I
you're
need to
doing?
do.
No, I met this.
I didn't do that. I didn't think of that.
bestseller- I met this New York Times bestseller in Dublin, and I thought, man, I could never write a book. And he said, "Oh, it's so easy. I just talk to my
Really?
phone in the morning during my commute." And then I gave like 30 days of recordings to the ghostwriter. But he also had to pay $70,000.
Yeah, that's one.
Uh,
Yeah, that's.
You know who needs to write a book?
Huh?
You've got it. You've got.
Oh, yeah,
you've got
George,
the
you gotta-
content, George.
Oh, thank
We're
you, guys.
encouraging you to
Thank
write
you.
to take that leap. I know it's a personal journey, but you've got the content.
Thank you.
I can help you with the editing.
Ravit's
Diana can
asking you
help
a
me.
question,
Thanks.
Ben. Why are you so quiet? You are the real storyteller. Come on, Ben.
Oh.
Come on.
Sleepy.
Was that an actual
I am
question? in
It's
there?
from Ravit. Yeah.
Who asked that?
Ravit.
Mind your own business.
Ben Taylor is missing skiing right now.
I think he's missing sleep right now. He's.
That was from your
So-
boss. Your boss.
So tell us how you got here today.
Well, I was going to go skiing today at 5 in the morning.
Where?
I got it in Utah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got a text from Kate last night that said, "Make it happen." And I was like,
I said, let me know. Are you doing this or not? Because I
and
need.
I was like, technically, I could make it work. I did have a reason to be out here.
Yeah. I'm
And
assuming
so-
you didn't fly out here to do this.
Well, it was a bonus. I came out a day early because I'll be in DC tomorrow.
Mm.
But I did give up skiing to be here.
Thank you.
Okay.
We appreciate
Wow.
it.
Sacrifice.
Look at that.
Yeah.
There's
So
not a lot
skiing
of-
is almost like religion. So it's pretty significant.
What do you
Yeah.
do in the summer?
Cry.
It sounded
Cry-
scripted.
I
That
cry
sounded-
all summer.
Have you ever tried those like skiing on roller skates? It's like a mix. Yeah, you still have the ski
It's not the
poles.
same thing. You don't
I've
feel the
seen
freezing
that.
cold in your face that,
Yeah.
that Ben
I-
enjoys.
It's funny because the CTO of Algorithmia is really big in backcountry skiing. And so
Okay.
I've been talking to him about how we need to do some marketing where we're standing on top of Mount Superior. It's 11,000 feet
Oh, wow.
in the snow. And we're using Data Robot on a laptop, which is stupid.
Nice.
And then we ski.
Might be easier to just Photoshop this. Just saying. Like, that's.
Yeah, green screen.
Yeah, maybe.
I had this guy post on Facebook that he has like the frostbite or whatever. Like, his fingers are almost falling off. So you got to be careful about. I know how cold it gets up there.
Yeah. No, it's more about the fall hazard. So
Okay.
it's
I'm not that worried about that. I feel like you
Yeah.
guys would be okay that way. That's.
yeah. It's fun when you can do marketing projects like that where it's more the funny thing about marketing, because I know we're data scientists or we focus on the data domain,
Yeah.
but I do a lot of stuff in marketing. And the fun thing with marketing is you just have to think outside the box. So like
Yeah.
features and speeds, enterprise platform, like that type of stuff is boring.
Yeah.
But skiing and all these other things are exciting. So
I
there's
still
ways to-
hear from people about the LinkedIn Live we did on a bike. People are
Oh.
still like, yeah, I really love that thing you did. I'm like, I thought it was really bad. Like, people got nauseous on that show because we
It was a
did a
full
live show while
hour.
we biked.
It was a full hour of biking.
I think it
People
was
were
longer
so
than that.
worried.
But it was
I remember.
long.
They
Yeah.
were
We didn't
worried.
really talk about much. People were just like,
think we
please
just
don't crash.
panted.
Look at the
We
road.
just panted for like an
Yeah.
hour.
And then Peloton ripped you guys off. They found the model compelling, and they just went and built the whole business.
But you wanted to do this session. I don't know if you remember this one, Kate. You wanted to do it on a boat.
Oh, wait,
That
that
would
was
be
Scott,
fun.
no?
You wanted to do.
You wanted to do it
that was it?
kayaking.
Sorry. She
I did
wanted
it
me to-
skiing.
She wanted to.
Yeah, I
on my
wanted him to
kayak,
be kayaking.
which I will do if I can get the.
Christina's going to do it swimming at some point, she said.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see how, yeah.
All right.
Diana, do you mind if I put you on the
Just-
spot a little bit? I want to ask you, what do you like about, all these shows, the Lights on Data show, of course, but, the Data show, Susan's show, Ravit's show, Scott Taylor's
Taylor.
show, The Truth. What do
Data
you like
robot
about...
stuff. Yeah,
Data-
all
of
of
course.
that.
And also Susan's songs. Right?
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
lip
yeah.
syncing, lip
Susan's
syncing.
I love the vibe and the energy and the support. The fact that this group is very, very united, and people, whenever one has an idea, everyone else is like, "Yeah, do it! It's gonna be amazing!" And then and that person does it, and everyone is cheering for that person. And I mean, I feel here among celebrities. Yeah, I am hopefully a celebrity by association only. And look at is this a raccoon?
It's a wolf! Stop saying that!
It's a wolf with identity issues.
It's a wolf, yes. It's a wolf that is having an identity crisis.
Yes, and I find that this group is amazing and full of people that have so much potential and so much to give, and they've given already to the data field. I love the fact that everyone has their own specialty, their own niche, and they make a great whole, if you know what I mean. Not a hole, but like a whole.
H. Yeah, we get it.
With-
Yeah.
Is that a satisfying answer, Mr. Husband?
Yes.
Mr.
That's
Husband.
great. Nice job.
Thank
there.
you. Thank you.
I agree. By the way, that's what I love about this group too. And if you come after one of us, the rest of us will come after you. Just know that. If you haven't noticed that yet, the poking has been reduced in some of our comment areas because we will come after you if you come after one of us.
Helps me. Ben helps me.
I'm scared now.
Oh yeah.
DataVengers unite.
DataVengers
You did what?
unite.
So my favorite thing on LinkedIn is there's awful sexual harassment comments that women get in private messages, and I've had 2 of them. You had one, which was great, and then I had another one,
Which was
Great.
great.
It's not
Well,
great. It's not
well,
great.
it's
but
not-
the,
it's
the
not
reaction
great.
was great.
Yeah, it's not great. So I take a
That's true.
screenshot, and I forgot what yours was, but a lot of times it's some guy is calling someone like a.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I post the screenshot and I hide
The-
your name,
yeah,
but I don't hide their name.
yeah. That's,
And the last 2 times I've done it, the first time I did it, the guy deleted his LinkedIn because everyone's tagging
Nice.
his employer. And
Oh my
but it's
God.
funny because there's always the comment about you should just tell them not to do that.
Try.
And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Try that.
no.
Yeah, and it gets
Like-
worse. They
Yeah.
get worse.
So
yeah.
I'd be very happy doing that every day. Like if I could just have something in
You
my
look
inbox.
like you enjoy it.
Yeah,
That's
like here, look what this guy said to me, and I'll say, great.
I am so non-confrontational. Like I literally could not. Like I would just block this person on every platform and just pretend this never happened. I can't
Yeah.
do
That's
that.
more my
Well,
approach. Which
yeah.
is why I need Ben here.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's so funny because imagine the terror of that person when they see because they're getting like bulk
Yes,
tagged because
but
everyone's tagging them in the
oh my
comments.
God.
And they're like, "Hey, respond! Why did you call this? Why did you call this girl a bitch? Respond!" And imagine if you woke up in the morning, you're like,
Uh-oh.
"That there were actually consequences for that."
Yeah, I know.
There are consequences.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Be kind.
That's the truth.
That's the truth.
We do have a question here from the audience. Kate, can you tell us more about the dedicated circle?
The Dedicated Circle has not officially launched yet, but it will this week. It is who asked the question?
Ravit.
Ravi.
I'm gonna put you in the spot. Ravit.
Ravi.
And we have a question from who's a Ravit. Oh, nice to meet you.
So Ravi Jane, okay, we see you from the Ravi show. Yeah, so the Dedicated Circle is a brand new thing from Dedicated where it's going to be an online community. I will share more, so definitely follow Dedicated or follow me because I will be blasting all social media once that actually opens up for people. Right now, we have about 50 members that are sort of getting to join that circle early on. I'm pretty sure everyone in this room has already joined or has received an invitation. But yeah, it's another place for data professionals to connect, get resources, have conversations. There's even a channel for book recommendations that you can, just put your books in every week, and a place for asking questions. So that Dear Dedicated column that I've been thinking about, where you can submit any types of questions, and I'll sort of hunt down the expert to answer that. That's going to live in the Dedicated Circle as well. So fun stuff coming up.
We have
Coming
another
soon.
question about the Dedicated Circle. It's not a ranking, but can you tell us who member number 1 is?
So no, actually, I don't remember. That's it slipped my mind. I really
Who
don't
could
know.
be member number 1, by the
So
way?
member number
Oh,
one
oh,
is
oh.
obviously Scott
Oh,
Taylor.
yeah.
Very nice.
He literally
Nice.
is not member number one.
I got a text from Kate said, make it happen. Log in
Oh,
there.
stop. I
Tell me
never
what it's like. I'm
I
testing
kept
this.
telling you to change your picture.
Can you
'cause
see the
put,
dashboard? Yeah. She goes, rule number 1, you have to use real picture.
yeah, you have to use your real name and your real
I had to
picture.
fill out a
So this way, when
form.
Ben comes after you, we know
Those,
who it was.
those texts are intimidating, aren't they?
They are. Yeah. Especially when you just get MIH. You better really get going.
I don't even know.
MIH.
Make
What
it
is-
happen.
Oh my God.
It's like, I got an MIH.
I'll need
That's
proof of
okay.
this text message. I'll need some proof of that. But anyways, yeah, thanks for that circle question. I've been thinking about this for a long time and excited to finally launch it soon.
And we have another question for Ben. When are you gonna join Susan Walsh on her lip sync challenge?
Right now, hold on. I'll play
Oh.
some music.
And that
I
question's
don't
from
know. I think
Susan.
I might need a couple shots of tequila to join her. Because I'm
All
actually
All right,
terrified.
I'll be right back.
I'm
You
terrified.
want lime and salt for this?
Yeah.
I'm,
Where's the
so I'm
tequila?
terrified of singing publicly.
You have to face your fears.
Yeah,
On
Ask
camera should be
Christina.
easy.
She can give you all of that.
yeah.
So one thing about
so no
lip
music-
sync
But
challenge.
music for you.
dance.
Oh,
I'll
wow,
dance, but I
okay.
won't sing.
One thing you should know about lip sync challenge is that it's not actually singing.
Oh, that's
So
right.
there's
Oh
a
yeah,
tip
that's
for
true.
you
You're
that
just
might-
pretending.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that part, but no volume, just. lip
You ready?
sync.
Do you have a favorite song?
Ready?
Well, it's funny because when you think about your personal brand, it feels. I think one of the things I learned from you, Kate, is
Feels a little off-brand.
It feels off-brand for me to lip sync. So one of the things I learned from you, Kate, was just to be authentic. So I think early on with LinkedIn, I think like, okay, 6 a.m. Eastern, time to post. Like you start thinking that way.
Yeah.
And then talking to you, you're like, I just post whenever it comes in my head.
Yeah, people ask me this question.
Yeah,
Do you have a specific time and how many times? I'm like, no. If I get
Yeah.
5 ideas
Which-
today in 1 hour, I'll post them all at
Yeah,
that same
which
time.
I love because you'll post an idea and then you'll have another idea. And
Yeah.
by posting right away, that will cannibalize the attention of the first one. But if you don't really care,
I don't
Yeah, which
because
I
I
like.
use LinkedIn as like a personal journal diary where I'm like
Yeah.
just storing everything I'm thinking about. And it's fun to see like, oh look, 2 years ago I posted that I'm gonna do X and Y, and like now I'm actually doing it. So it's fun
Yeah.
to see that history as well.
have you guys noticed that it's easier to come up with novel content when you're interviewing people? Like you're talking to people, you're interviewing, you're
Yeah.
reading books, and I imagine for all of us, we have this pretty regular feed of that's really interesting. I've never
Mhm.
thought about it that way.
Mhm.
Have you guys noticed that with the guests you have?
I've never had a time where I don't have content. I can post 25 things right now, and I try to pause it a little bit so it's not overwhelming for the audience. But yeah, definitely having conversations, and I do this. It's part of my job is just interview people. Very helpful to just learn what's happening out there and just get
Yeah.
all these ideas.
I'm curious with this group what their most controversial posts have been. So have you had a post in the past where you've regretted it or you've had to delete it or people have freaked out and called for your head because of something you said online?
Actually, for me, it was during the elections, and I just posted something around the elections on the data, how to not represent it because it's misleading.
Mhm.
And I thought it was very impartial. I wasn't sharing any political views, but it was surprising how many people were like wanted to gut me
Mhm.
for showing
Thanks.
the data in different ways.
Huh.
Yeah.
I never really had anything controversial, but like I say stuff like master data is the most important data, or structured data works harder than unstructured data. And then these unstructured data people just get all over me. They're like, no, there's value in here and blah, blah, blah. Or I get my favorite kind of pushback is when they say, well, it's more complicated than that. I go, yeah, that's your problem.
Mhm.
You explain it and it's too complicated. People don't understand it. I'm trying to
Yeah.
simplify it so folks who don't understand it at all
Yeah.
get some sense, can kind of come in the door. Then we can get, deeper. But I get pushback from sort of highly technical folks, which I claim not to be at all. But, in terms of controversy, they'll go, how can you make a statement like that? Because I'm on your side. I'm trying to get people who are going to fund you to give you money, and they don't give you money because they don't understand what you're talking about because they're from the business side. So
Mhm.
I know I do put this quite a lot, let's put the lights on data. And certain people, they're like, well, no, let's not forget about people. And I'm not saying let's not forget
It's not
about
one
people.
or the other, yeah.
Yeah, but
I had more questions here, but I was trying to invite Susan, and I couldn't.
yes.
I couldn't. I don't know. My LinkedIn's not working.
Oh, people,
I can
so
invite
folks
her
are, so
Yeah.
so there's folks who are saying to you, oh no, it's also about people.
But it's also about processes, okay, George?
No,
but-
it's like no, people are. Let's put the lights on people. People are the most
But
important thing.
I love it
And-
how we all go, well, I love when somebody like in a room goes, well, there's also people involved. And you
Right.
go,
Of course.
Okay, and like,
Okay,
yeah.
good point, because
Yeah.
we're all people. If there weren't
Yeah.
people, we wouldn't have data. Thank you. Can we move on? And just adding that in there. That's table stakes. It's always about people.
All right, we
And
got
I
a
take
few
it
questions. Oh
personally
yeah, go
because-
ahead.
Because I came up with this logo. It was my only contribution to Lights on Data.
Was the
Yeah.
logo?
Oh, okay.
No,
I love
about
the
the thing with the lights on data. the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that we like that.
All right, so
Questions.
we got some questions. So Greg is saying, so you shouldn't be all allowed in the same room. First of all, what if there
We
was a
shouldn't be
meeting
allowed
or
in the same room.
right?
Yeah.
We're not all eating the same food. Don't worry. We're not all having the same meal.
I had her
There's a
mom's
problem.
dessert.
Although
Wow,
those
that
donuts are
was
starting to catch
delicious.
up.
It was the
with me.
best.
Okay, Gabe is asking, so you shouldn't strategically create content on LinkedIn? Question mark, because most of the talking heads thought leaders on LinkedIn say differently, or at least, they want to teach me after paying tons of money for their LinkedIn coaching and workshops. So I think we should make a point about being consistent and authentic and all that good stuff. But I think being human is a little bit more important than posting at 6 a.m. Eastern, because people are on that at that time, which they're actually not. But that was a bad example. 10 a.m. Tuesdays is what everybody probably told you to do. So you should have some strategy behind it. But at the end of the day, being human is, I think, what at least it's helped me build the actual real connections and build that community.
We all have a strategy. We all have topics that we cover. We don't post on I have sales background, but I don't post on sales because that's not my focus.
Yeah.
So we stay focused in these certain areas. We kind of try and own that niche in some way, have a defined point of view, be consistent with it. Like I say, be authentic. And as they say, if you can fake that, you got to make.
George posts on coffee though.
And I post about running, so sometimes you can.
And I think that's good. So
You add. I know you add that
and say
person.
that's Facebook content. I actually think that you should post more about some of your travel stuff that you do on.
I haven't been able to because of COVID.
Oh. Post old Instagram.
Pre-COVID, I traveled all over. But
Yeah.
The other thing too that I think it's much easier to post in the moment, because I think if we all said we're going to post right now, I don't know what I'd post about right now because I don't really care about
I just say I'm here with people, and here's who I'm with. That's probably going
to
be
a picture of
here's what we're talking about.
If it's in the moment, you wrap up a podcast. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And you just write it in the moment. So.
Yeah, I would say I'm very similar. Like, you shouldn't overthink it. And I just kind of have ideas pop in my head, like Ben is saying. I mean, I'll be reading a book and I find something interesting, or I wake up in the morning over tea and I'm thinking about something and I post about it. So I don't think you necessarily need a strategy. And I think overthinking it can also prevent you from sharing as much as you should.
Can I say something to that as well? And I think the more you post, the more you learn what works and what people react to. So I think it's a learning experience. I've noticed it with George. The more he posts and the more he gets feedback, the more he knows what people want and enjoy. And the second thing, I think it's very important to make it about the audience. So it's not about what you've achieved and what you've done. It's more about what added value you can bring to the people seeing that post. Mm-hmm. And yes, once in a while you maybe advertise your online course or some of your services or products, but I think 90% of what you post needs to be added value to the people watching, reading.
Yeah. I think that's a core part of storytelling, because we talk about gift giving. So if I want to sit you down for 90 minutes to show you a demo of some software, who's giving who the favor? You're going to be a huge favor to give me that time, because I'm not really earning your attention, because no demo is that exciting. But if I give a talk on stage, gift giving is huge. So sharing experiences and insights. So hopefully the content you're posting, it is a profound insight that is useful for you. It's interesting. It's a new perspective.
Not always, but
not always.
Sometimes it's just a random.
It's funny. Some of my most successful posts, like if you ranked my most successful posts, the ones that have really gone big have been very controversial. Like they've struck a nerve, and half of the audience is so offended they're shocked that I would say that. And then the other half.
What was the post, Ben? What was the pen? Let's go around the room. What's your?
So I think the number one post that I did was I wrote a blog called "This Is Why Your Data Scientist Sucks."
Okay.
And people, it's so funny because think of like all the hundreds of thousands of data scientists I've never met, and they all took it personal. Like I know them, and I know that they suck or something. And so people still tweeted. I had someone tweet at me saying like, "This is toxic. It should be deleted from the internet." And it's old. It's like 8 years.
Is it
old.
still up there?
Yeah, it's up there somewhere. But it was just part of my career journey. And then I did have a post that I did 3 years ago where I've said data scientists are like leeches going from host to host, draining them of resources. And like that one, like boom, which is funny because like I've definitely been at conferences where some of my most valuable people in my network have come out of these, because I gave a talk in Philadelphia where I told an entire audience of IO psychologists that they didn't understand statistics. I'm less likely to do that today. I'm a little bit smarter than that. But they were so offended that I would come to their conference and announce to the entire audience that they don't know statistics, and I'll show them why.
Wow.
But I made a lot of really good friends from that presentation.
Did they
So, like,
clap at the end, or was it?
no, they were asking questions like,
Okay.
"Do I need to go back to school and learn how to program?" Yes,
Mm.
yes. Like I was telling that to everyone. So I wouldn't recommend offending 95% of your audience to get 5%. But the interesting thing, the 5% of the audience that I was able to get, they were really interesting.
Mm.
They're
Right.
like high-profile people in the government and at Facebook and other groups.
Yeah.
Where they're finally entertained.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this kid is interesting. This kid is funny. Does this kid realize how angry he's making this audience?
I think those are called true fans.
Yeah.
And there is this, I mean, this is for influencers, more people who want to make money from social media. So the theory is that you don't need 1 million followers, you need 1,000 true fans to actually just, make
Super
a living,
fans.
not be,
Yeah.
those people who actually follow you, who want to learn from you, and who will buy the product ultimately.
And I think that's huge to think of your followers as like, don't look at the counts, think about the quality.
Yeah.
So there's probably followers that you're aware of that follow you, and they mean a lot to you. And it's not because there's 1,000, 10,000, or 1 million. It's because like these 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honored that they give a crap about what I have to say, because you see them show up.
Yeah, they show up all the time.
Yeah, like
oh,
they
that's-
like and engage on your content. You're like, wow, you're way smarter than me. Why do you?
Then you
Why
post
do you
something and they're
engage?
not there. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
where did that person go? I see all the time.
So I had a question for what you said on the controversial content. Do you think then that social media algorithms are promoting controversial content, and I mean that can have a downside as well?
Yeah, because we call that FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. If it bleeds, it bleeds. Like that's been true for a long time, but now algorithms can take advantage of that. For my post, "This is why your data scientist sucks," that was actually selected by a human. I believe a human at LinkedIn. Because early on with the articles, there was a human curation.
Oh yeah. I think so.
I think someone saw that and said, "This is hilarious," and they put it into like there's the 1 million channel data channel, so they threw it in there. And
Oh
it
my
just
God.
went nuts. But I think for controversial content, you're gonna get a lot of people jumping into the comments.
Yeah.
And so I bet the comment rate and the engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I like to upset people, but I do like posts that are polarizing. Because you can go read the comments and you'll learn something.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you're seeing this whole other side of like, I did overgeneralize that statement, or
Well, but you wouldn't have that much engagement unless you had that whole other side, that
Yeah.
other population that agrees with you, right? Or whatever
Yeah.
it is you said.
I feel like those. Not that everyone has to be controversial, but I love a post if you can get a big fraction of the audience, 20% plus, that feels so strongly about it that they need to comment,
Yeah.
and then you have another side to that. That sounds awful, because it sounds like you're intentionally trying
Trying to
to
mix it up.
Yeah, like
Right.
think about like polarization in the U.S. in the political system.
Right.
It feels like that, but you're doing that in the data science community.
Yeah, I was thinking back to any of my controversial posts, and I don't think I have a single one where, I mean, maybe it was like, hey, do you use R or Python or Tableau or Power
Oh,
BI?
don't start on those. They just go after
I-
each other.
I
see
know.
that.
But I really don't think I have anything, because I'm very non-controversial personally, so I wouldn't like.
come across to me as very controversial.
Yeah, if you want to fight, just do it. You win. I don't care. I'll just go somewhere else. That's it.
One thing I forgot about is I wrote do you guys remember when Microsoft Azure ML was coming out? Initially, it was a little awkward. Like, did you guys use the product initially?
Which product?
Microsoft Azure ML. So
Azure.
they had like this WYSIWYG. You could connect some things and do different things.
No.
So I tried using it, and I just didn't see the value. I'm like, I can program faster than this, and I'm not getting more additional value. And so someone called me at the end of the trial and said, "Do you want to buy it?" And I said, "Well, I gave it a fair go, and I don't see the value. And I feel like you have a product between two markets. It's not technical enough to help the technical people. It's not easy enough to make the non-technical people go. You're living between these two markets." And the individual on the phone said, "Oh, we hear that a lot." I was like, "No, that's weird."
Interesting.
Okay.
You hear that a lot. But later, this escalated. I ended up writing an attack piece. So I wrote this blog saying this is why Microsoft Azure ML is failing. And I had a picture of a train going off a cliff. And you wouldn't think that would do anything, right?
Oh no!
I would think that would do something.
It's
Yes.
a Microsoft-owned
That's-
platform. No, I can't imagine.
I-
A software company.
I know.
Who would even?
So I post this blog article and I go to bed.
Oh
And
my
I'm like-
god.
I wake up in the
Good
morning.
choice.
Yeah, and I wake up and I'm like, maybe they'll have like 1,000 views. Like I didn't think anyone would read it. And then 2 days later, I get an email from a principal data scientist at Microsoft that says, "Read your article, think it's hilarious. I agree with everything you said."
Oh wow.
And then he followed up a few days later and said, "There's an internal thread on this." And so I guess the salesperson on the East Coast saw it, freaked out, and said, "Are
Oh
we
my
going to have a
God.
public response?"
Oh
Wow.
my
And then there's
god.
this
Well,
whole
that's cool.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it was cool to know if you poke the bear, the
Yeah.
bear will
Hard
grumble.
enough, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't grumble publicly, but it
Right.
did grumble that we went on integrations.
And for some reason, your LinkedIn password didn't work for 10
And speaking of which, we do have a question here, and let's try and all answer at the same time, okay?
Uh-oh.
At the exact
So-
same time. Hold on.
Yes.
Ready?
Oh, hold on. So, Vishal is asking, which is your favorite social media site?
1,
Okay.
2, 3.
LinkedIn!
LinkedIn.
Yeah, Twitter.
No, boo.
I hate Twitter.
TikTok.
I can never read Twitter threads. Someone will tag me in the user interface.
I
and,
don't
like,
get it. I don't get
it. Yeah.
I can't read this.
I go in and click retweet a bunch of times in case I'm mentioned. I'm like retweet, and that's pretty
That's
much
me
the
too.
extent of it. I don't post there. I guess from LinkedIn, whatever I post on LinkedIn goes to Twitter, but I don't really go there to see if anyone's saw
And you
it.
can buy a bot that'll do that retweet like for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to bother with it anymore.
I feel like
Any
you know.
recommendations?
Yeah.
Any bot, Acme bot.
that what
You
you-
know, Azure ML works great.
Ah, okay, there you go. Let's see. There's a question here. I can't see it. Okay, I'm sure you're the first member given you were setting up first. Oh no, actually, so that goes back to the circle question. I was not the first member. Scott Taylor really was the first member, and it actually has the number 1 next to him because I was an admin. I didn't join as a member yet.
Your
It's
membership
her
is still pending.
circle.
My membership is pending. I have to get a.
It's your circle.
Yeah, it's my
right?
circle.
So
Yeah.
I'm in your circle,
Yes.
but it's your circle.
But soon I'm going to announce the inner circle. That's next
Oh.
level. I thought of this when I was running yesterday.
wait,
I
that's
stopped,
like
emailed myself. I'm like,
How do I
"In-"
get into the inner circle?
You have to pay, Scott. You have to
Really?
pay to get into that.
What's your Venmo?
Just give me cash. You're right here. I mean, I take
You
cash.
better pay now before the price goes up.
Will you take donuts? Speaking of circles,
Do you take hats?
No, I don't take cash. Please. That's funny.
We do have another question here.
how
All
can we
right.
possibly have any questions?
What do
Who's
you
out
mean?
there?
Ravita.
Ravita said,
So the one thing that you love about your business or your job?
I like the people I work with. So I feel like there aren't any jerks, and I feel like the people I work with are smarter than I am, and I can learn a lot from them. I think you always want to work for a company where you feel like they're going up into the right. Like you want to work for a company that feels like it's going somewhere, and
Yeah.
it's growing, and there's new opportunities, and so I think that's what I like.
I think you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say people was the first thing that came to my mind. I also get along with everybody. I work with wonderful people. And then on top of that, like being challenged every day. So I'm always learning something new, whether it's internally at a training or I'm learning from my team members. But I like working in a place that's constantly like challenging me and teaching me new things.
Yeah, same. For my full-time job, it's the people that I work with, my team in particular, way smarter than I am. So I'm always learning from them, and they're just amazing to work with. As for the side business, I guess, the Lightstone Data, I just love building what I'm building, and I guess
What
it's
about the
helping
people?
people so far. Well, of course, the people that I'm
get to work with your-
helping.
what about the logo?
and
What about the logo?
The logo
designer?
that she designed. Come on, Joe.
guys, this is.
What about the shirt?
It's still in the. All right. All
Are you
of those, of
blushing
course,
now?
I'm blushing. Yeah. Look at.
What about the raccoon? You like the raccoon?
It's a wolf.
It's a wolf. Insecure
What's your
wolf.
Next.
favorite part? Oh, Scott.
Oh, you want to skip me?
No,
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna
Kate
skip
wants
you.
to skip me.
I'm
Make it happen.
I need
You
some
don't
ice.
work, Scott.
I am working. I'm working right now. Believe it or not, I'm the only one actually working right now.
We're
'cause
paying you
this
for
is my
this?
job.
Oh
Yes.
my god. Go ahead.
I have a ball doing this. Finally, I got out of the corporate life. I'm doing this content stuff. I'm working with brands consistently. It's a blast. I love the reaction. I love the feedback. I love doing puppets and cartoons and crazy creative stuff, writing books and this events. This is literally all I'm doing now. So I got to this point in my career where I can just do this, and it's
And the people.
it's a blast.
And the people.
And don't forget the people, because you know
But what
it's-
about the data?
it's really a people business. But the people data people. We're data people.
We're data people.
Really,
Yes,
but it's
there
really,
you go.
It's process, it's technology, but it's also the people. Don't forget people.
Yes, people.
I work in adoption and change management, so it's all about the people. And the thing that I like most at the company that I work with are my colleagues and the culture in the group. And even though we work remotely, I feel like we're very close. And what I love about this group here is the level of connection that has been created through virtual means. I never thought it's possible for people to feel so close to each other just by seeing each other over screens. And honestly,
Well,
Yeah.
it's almost like you get your
Family.
mental drip. So you see each other's feeds, you see what's
Yeah.
top of mind, what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
It's fun.
yeah, I mean, we've never seen each other in person, and still, when I saw everyone, I'm like, look, these are my friends.
They're real.
They
We're here.
exist.
I see the back of your head. I never saw the back of your head.
And also, gotta say, Diana didn't mention me either, so we're like tied
Oh
again.
yeah, you didn't mention him.
What do you love about
What do you love?
being
Kate? What do you
dedicated?
love about the raccoon?
I mean, the boss is really nice. It's a wolf, Scott. So the boss at Dedicated is a really nice person. She
Oh.
treats me well. She makes me work a lot. But I'd say my favorite. I am the boss, by the way, in case people don't know that. That's like
In case you didn't catch that.
I know. My favorite part is really setting the vision for the company and pretty much doing whatever I want to do and whenever I want to do. So that whole flexibility of, I pretty much work 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and everything outside of that is sort of a benefit. But people can't really book time with me on those days or in those hours because I have 2 kids. So I like the flexibility that having my own company provides, where right after we wrap up this live session, the whole group here is going to go help me pick up my kids from school
With candy.
with candy.
With
Why-
donuts.
with donuts in hand. And working for the corporate, the gig that I had before, it was amazing and I learned a lot. But I think what this affords me is that flexibility and just really doing the things that I truly enjoy doing. Your mic back, sir.
Thank you.
Lights on, data. Plenty of lights here. I'm like in the sun. It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
hot now.
All right. Any parting words?
It's almost 2 o'clock.
We had
It's almost
something.
quitting
Hold
time
on,
here
hold
at
on.
Dedicated.
So there's a question from Gabe. He says, is there an initiation to join the inner circle, like eating the most goldfish crackers in a minute? Yep. Gabe, if you start now, I'm pretty sure- start eating them now and we'll let you know.
Let us know how you did in a minute.
Yeah. 60 seconds. You guys want crackers? I actually have
Yeah, do
goldfish
the
crackers.
TikTok goldfish cracker challenge.
Yeah, there's no initiation, but you'll hear more about that in a few months. The actual circle community will open up later this week, but we have some members in there already. It's already overwhelming. It's only 50 people, and I'm already like, wow, this is going to be more than a full-time job of just talking to people. But I love it, so it should be good.
Awesome.
All right, anything else? Parting words? Words of wisdom? I'm looking at Ben. I don't know why.
Oh, I give the worst parting words. I was on Ken's podcast a
Okay.
few days ago, and we had a great conversation. And at the end, he said, "How can people get a hold of you?" And I was like, "Oh, Ben Taylor Data, and this is my email." And then as soon as I said that on this podcast, I said, "But if you're a junior data scientist wanting a job, don't ask for one."
Oh
and
my
then I
God.
realized, like, oh, like,
That was inspiring. It was inspiring.
Are those your
signal.
final words today, then?
That's it. So, if you're looking for a job, people, don't come to us. 'Cause we can't help
but
you.
then I
Looking for
realized
fun?
after I said that, I was like, well, actually, everyone can message me. Everyone's
Oh
a
my
good
God.
Everyone's a good person. But I think the number of do you guys get these, the LinkedIn message where it's here's my resume, and it's
I
just
say
like,
I get the
Yeah.
hello, sir, and
Yeah.
then the canned
Here's my
message.
sir.
Yes, I am, sir.
Nice.
and
I get
Thanks.
ma'am a lot.
Oh,
I
well,
would-
good
I
for you.
wonder what the success
I got
is.
one that said we're profiling more women in data.
He really did.
What? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
He got-
I'm
That was so funny.
I want to be on the women in data list if I could do that.
He literally got a message to be a writer, and they said they need more women in
I'm
data.
like, all right, I know some.
But the
So
thing
I-
is, guys, I got the same message, and it didn't say that line. It was copy paste without the women part.
You.
They said we need more data writers. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. That's
Who's the architecture guy from Gartner? What's his name?
architecture from Gartner.
The influencer on LinkedIn that posts architecture pictures.
I don't
He
remember.
works
I
at
know what
Gartner.
you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember how edgy his posts used to be?
What do you mean?
So he used to have LinkedIn posts where he would say, if you have to ask how to become a data scientist, you'll never become one. And people would just, I can't.
You
believe
mean same
said
like
that."
what you did?
Well, he would do it more than I
Oh,
would.
okay.
But
What
he
was
was
his
super
handle?
witty.
Dream Crusher? Was it that guy?
But he was super witty.
Realist,
and he would
realist.
cut, like, he would have these weekly cuts. And then he
Mhm.
stopped it.
Now
Oh,
just did
maybe
pictures
work.
of pretty buildings.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I'll just do pretty building pictures.
I don't know. I like when people drop truth bombs just
Yeah.
where you've been thinking it, but you haven't said it.
Yeah.
I-
Sometimes I don't even engage. That's how non-controversial I am. I will be like, oh wow, I was thinking this exact same thing.
but you
Won't,
don't
won't
like-
even like it. Like
Okay.
keep scrolling, like read it all the way through, read the comments, but then just keep going.
Well, guys, you have so many followers. You have so many followers that you have responsibility as well.
Well, they do.
They do. That's what I mean. Yeah. I mean, when
Everybody
you guys follow something or when you support something, your fans will also be influenced by your opinion. So I think, I mean, it's difficult, I find, to be you and to have so many people who actually listen to what you say. So well done, actually. I admire you.
We will behave better. We'll respond more quickly. We'll try to be more authentic. And we'll remember that it's always about the people.
We forgot to talk about creepy people.
Creepy people.
Creepy
All right.
people.
There's always that.
And
creepy
our next show,
follower.
creepy people.
There's always
Are
that
we gonna
creepy-
bring one in? Or?
There's one behind the couch here. Creepy
Come
person.
on. In-person conferences, there's got to be that follower.
Oh, you have
where
people.
you're at a conference, you're like, oh, and you turn around. 'cause-
Okay, I've totally had those. Yeah. I mean, I know Ben had somebody whisper in his ear that he was like someone's favorite data scientist or
I-
something. Look how excited you're
What, did you
remembering
think
this
that
with
was
so much
her?
excitement.
So I was in San Francisco giving a talk, and after the talk, it was cocktail hour, and this drunk data scientist, crazy drunk, comes up to me and whispers in my ear and says, "You're the greatest data scientist in the world, and you're the reason I came to this conference." And it was like $1,200 a ticket. I was like, really?
Thank you. That's the answer.
And the best part is my boss, the CTO of HireVue, was standing right next to
Oh
me.
my
and I was like,
god.
what is this? But yeah.
Yeah.
So have you had a drunk data
Why
scientist?
is
whisper
why
in
is
your
that?
ear?
Oh, it's because he was
I
drunk.
think she had.
I've
Is
had
that
a,
what's
I've had a creepy one. This was like a couple years ago when I was doing in-person conferences, and a very creepy guy approached me after a talk and just was getting a little bit too close. My husband was attending with me, and he ended up having to get in between, and I think security came over. just
Oh my
because he was
God.
getting a little
Oh.
bit close, and I was like, "This is strange." So it happens. It happens.
Wow.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But
I like
this is
how,
a great sign, isn't it?
I don't know.
That means you are so well known by everyone. So it's if you get to that point where you have creepy followers, that means that you're doing something right.
So maybe I need to return the favor. So anyone that's out there, I'll have a few drinks and I'll whisper that they are the greatest data scientists. If that's useful.
You are the greatest LinkedIn follower I've ever had. Thank
Would
you.
that share anyone?
for that.
I think that would be great. Then you should totally do.
I had a guy in an elevator. I'm in an elevator at this conference. He's just kind of looking at his phone. He looks up at me and then looks back down. He
Oh
goes,
my god,
He goes,
really?
"You do LinkedIn videos, right?" I went, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, they're good."
Nice.
So that was. I'm not getting mobbed yet.
You're
Just
famous. Can we get your
in case-
autograph? In the book, in the book,
there,
yeah.
I don't want to crimp your spine though, because that book is still mint fresh
You can sign that
on
one too.
eBay. Oh, there you go. That's it.
Are you happy now? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there are definitely creepy people out there, but like she said, apparently it's a good sign. So
But we love it. We love the support. We love how fun people are. We
Yeah.
love that they, look for us to tell them fun stuff and give us great feedback. And this is why we do it. I think all of us would agree that part of why we do it is to get the reaction, see the reaction, see if we've, touched somebody or helped them explain something or given them some sort of insight or
Yeah, I mean,
let them see something in a different way.
yeah, I think I'll just add, in addition to the creepy people, I think there's a lot more people that do get inspired, and I do get a lot of messages, a lot of times from women that saying, like, oh, I saw you doing this or speaking at conferences, and I feel like now I could do it too. And I love those messages because that used to be me. Like, I didn't really see that many women up on stage or now at the virtual stage. And the more you see that, sort of the more normal it gets. Not sure if the men can relate, but I don't know.
I get a lot of questions in direct messages about hints for speaking. I'm doing an interview for the first time.
Okay.
I'm doing a host I'm doing on a panel. So that's fun. I don't mind, chatting with folks around that, give them some tips.
Maybe you can make some videos on it too.
Yeah. I could. Yeah.
You should.
All right. Time to
Okay.
eat. We're going to go eat.
Yeah.
Got the
Let's
sun.
go eat.
I don't know about all of you, but we're hungry. We're going to go eat. We're going to go have lunch. And we got to pick up Kate's kids.
Yeah.
And we got to get the dry cleaning.
No.
We're going to go shopping. We come back
Clean
here.
my floors.
Back
And
Yeah.
then you're making us all dinner. Then we're sleeping in the basement, slumber party. Then we're waking up tomorrow. We'll live stream again. 6 a.m. your time.
5
Don't
a.m.
miss
5
it.
a.m.
5 a.m. And
Wait, we need a group run as well. Are we running
Oh
today?
boy.
Are we gonna live stream Mario Kart tonight?
Yeah,
but we
sure.
got the Amazon guy just showed up
Yeah,
with
you gotta-
Oh,
more
yeah.
hats. More hats for you. More
I actually
books.
think it's a book. I just ordered a book on community building. So
Oh,
That's probably it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect
That's awesome.
timing.
I think you should write
Yeah,
that.
you could.
Oh,
write
maybe
one.
eventually,
you could
yeah.
write one quicker than you could read.
all right,
Go
guys,
straight.
thanks for
All right,
joining
so
us.
goodbye from the
Thank
raccoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go.
Bye, everyone.